How does a man earning $9 an hour, working the overnight shift at a distribution warehouse in Dayton, Ohio, end up sitting on $2 million by the time he turns 50? This is not a story about luck. This is not a story about inheritance. This is the story of Marcus Webb and the quiet, ruthless decisions he made while everyone else was spending. It's 2001. Marcus is 23 years old. He drives a '94 Civic with a cracked dashboard and a check engine light that's been on for 2 years. He earns $9 an hour at a logistics facility outside Dayton. After rent, groceries, and a phone bill, he has exactly $61 left at the end of each month. Most people would say, there's nothing to work with here. Marcus said something different. He said, $61 is where it starts. His coworker Darnell used to laugh at him. Every payday, Darnell was at the bar, new sneakers on, telling anyone who'd listen that life was too short to save. Marcus never argued. He'd nod, drive home, and transfer $40 into a savings account he'd opened at a local credit union. $40, that's it. But Marcus understood something that took most people decades to learn. It was never about the amount. It was about the habit. By 2003, Marcus had saved just over $1,000. Not impressive on paper, but he'd also been reading library books, financial newsletters, anything he could get his hands on. That's when he stumbled across a concept that would change his life. Index funds. No stock picking, no gambling, just buying a small piece of the entire American economy and letting time do the work. He opened a Roth IRA with $900. His mother thought he was throwing money away. By 2005, Marcus had gotten a 50-cent raise. He didn't celebrate with a new TV. He increased his monthly investment to $60. This is what separates people who build wealth from people who don't. Every raise, every bonus, every windfall gets redirected before the lifestyle can swallow it. Marcus called it paying his future self first. By 2008, the market collapsed. His portfolio, now sitting at just under $12,000, dropped by nearly 40%. His co-workers who had invested in company stock lost everything and panicked. Marcus did something counterintuitive. He bought more, not because he was fearless. He was terrified. But he'd read enough to know that market crashes are sales events for patient investors. He kept buying every single month. He never stopped. Fast forward to 2012. Marcus is 34. He'd been promoted twice, not because he was the loudest in the room, but because he was always on time, always prepared, and always willing to learn the next thing. He's now earning $22 an hour and has quietly accumulated just under $60,000 in his retirement account. That's when he made his second major move. He bought a duplex. Nothing fancy. A modest 2-unit property in a working-class neighborhood in Dayton. He lived in one unit. He rented the other for $750 a month. That rent covered most of his mortgage. In effect, Marcus was living nearly for free while building equity. His neighbor Patricia told him he was crazy to be a landlord. Too much hassle, she said. Marcus smiled and asked her what her rent had gone up to. She didn't answer. By 2016, the duplex had appreciated. He refinanced, pulled out equity, and bought a second property. He wasn't a real estate mogul. He was a warehouse supervisor with 2 small rental properties and a growing investment portfolio, living well below his means every single year. Marcus is 41. His Roth IRA has crossed $200,000. His properties are generating positive cash flow. His net worth, on paper, is approaching $400,000. And then COVID hit. Rents became complicated. The market dropped again. His tenants struggled. Marcus worked with them instead of against them, reduced rent temporarily, kept the units occupied, avoided vacancies. He understood that protecting the relationship was protecting the asset. When the market recovered, Marcus's portfolio surged. By 2022, it had crossed $800,000. He never made more than $70,000 a year. Let that sit with you. In 2024, Marcus Webb turned 50. He sat at the same kitchen table where he used to count out quarters to cover groceries. His net worth, $2,140,000, paid off duplex, 2 rental properties, a fully funded Roth IRA, a brokerage account, an emergency fund that could cover 2 years of expenses. And Darnell? Darnell is still at the warehouse, still talking about the vacation he's going to take one day. Marcus isn't angry about that. He's grateful, because watching Darnell taught him the most important financial lesson of his life. The gap between rich and poor is rarely income. It's what you do with what you have every single month for 27 years. Marcus Webb started with $61. He ended with $2 million. The question isn't whether you can do it. The question is, will you start today? Subscribe to Aurum Mind for more.